Welcome to Orange Picks. In this video, I have compiled the top 10 documentaries released in 2022. I am very curious about the opinions of those of you who have watched up to my favorite movie. Don't forget to mention it in the comments. Let's get started.
What's up, Stutz?
Hi, Jonah. Okay, entertain me.
The documentary Dr. Phil Stutz tells the story of Dr. Phil Stutz, one of Hollywood's most famous psychiatrists who changed lives with his visual therapy model. The documentary features Stutz's candid conversations with actor Jonah Hill. Stutz shares how he started practicing therapy as a young man, his interesting memories of famous clients, and the basic principles and tools of his therapy model. Jonah Hill talks about how Stutz's model of therapy has made a huge difference in his own life.
It's such a great moment right now. I still wish you would stop dumping so much shit on me.
Fates will entwine, and incredible relationships will be formed.
Surviving Paradise, a family tale, tells the story of wild animals in the Kalahari Desert as they struggle to survive the prolonged dry season. The documentary highlights the family bonds that different groups of animals, such as lion prides, jackal prides, and zebra prides, form with their herds. The narrator of the documentary is Regine Page, star of the Bridgerton series. The documentary is a great production for those interested in nature and ecology.
That allow each member to succeed. Nowhere are these bonds tested more fiercely.
Bani, ba, ba, ita ba, bani lagi, ita ni, oh angkai ni, bani, bani lagi, bani, ita ni ba.
The documentary The Elephant Whisperers follows the lives of Baman and Belly, a couple from southern India, who devote their lives to caring for an orphaned baby elephant named Raghu. The documentary shows the couple's efforts, love, and sacrifice to heal and raise Raghu. It also shows Raghu's extraordinary and strong family bond with the tribal couple. The documentary is narrated by Regine Page, star of Bridgerton. The Elephant Whisperers is an emotional and heartfelt production that will appeal to nature and animal lovers.
Noch nie ist über eine Geiselnahme in der Bundesrepublik derart ausführlich berichtet worden.
Gladbeck, The Hostage Crisis is a documentary about a real-life bank robbery and hostage crisis in Germany in 1988. The documentary tells the dramatic events in which two armed robbers eluded German and Dutch police for 54 hours, ending with the deaths of 3 people. Through archival footage and interviews with the robbers, hostages, police officers, journalists, and witnesses, the documentary shows how the incident unfolded and how it ended. The documentary is directed by Volker Heist. Gladbeck, The Hostage Crisis is a great production that will be of interest to crime and thriller lovers.
Geiselgangster haben in Bremen einen Linienbus in ihre Gewalt gebracht.
Earth is the cradle of humanity, but you cannot stay in the cradle forever.
Demonstration Mission 2 is going to be the first time.
The documentary Return to Space chronicles the 20-year journey of SpaceX, the company founded by Elon Musk that revolutionized space exploration. The documentary shows the failures, crises, and risks that SpaceX has experienced on the difficult road to its success. It also tells the story of how 2 astronauts reached the International Space Station on SpaceX's historic Demo 2 mission and what that mission meant for the space industry. The documentary is directed by Oscar winners Jimmy Chin and Elizabeth Chai Vasarhelyi. Return to Space is a production that will be of interest to space and technology enthusiasts.
It's worth that risk.
We should think more about what's the future we want.
If you are tired of searching for the best movie, why don't you put me to work for you? Let me do the work for you and pick the best from every genre every week. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. It's great to work for you.
It was a beautiful day. You could feel the heat from the volcano. From the description, it was a nice, easy hike.
The Volcano Rescue from Wakari documentary is about the Wakari or White Island volcanic eruption in New Zealand in 2019, which killed 22 people. The documentary tells the story of what happened during and after the eruption through first-hand accounts from witnesses. The documentary viscerally chronicles a day when ordinary people were called upon to do extraordinary things and places this tragic event in the broader context of nature, resilience, and the collective power of humanity. The documentary is directed by Oscar nominee Rory Kennedy. The Volcano Rescue from Wakari is a moving production that will appeal to lovers of nature and drama.
They didn't make it sound dangerous.
I knew what could happen out there, but you don't believe it will happen.
A U.S. squad with NBA players lost for the first time ever in the...
The Redeem Team documentary tells the story of the US Olympic men's basketball team that won the gold medal at the Beijing Olympics in 2008. Following their shocking 2004 failure at the Athens Olympics, the documentary shows how the team was rebuilt, the process of becoming a team, and their performance at the Olympics. It features archival footage and interviews with star players such as LeBron James, Dwyane Wade, Kobe Bryant, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul, The Redeem Team is an excellent production. The documentary is directed by John Weinbach, who also produced The Last Dance.
I shared my whole heart with him. And then he asked me if I wanted to travel with him on a private jet. I was like, shit. He took me.
The Tinder Swindler documentary tells the true story of Simon Leviev, who duped women he met on the dating app Tinder into believing he was the son of a wealthy diamond merchant and swindled them out of millions of dollars. The documentary reveals the trauma, psychological violence, and legal battles faced by three of Leviev's victims, Cecily Fjellhoy, Aileen Charlotte, and Pernilla Sjöholm. The documentary also includes the research of journalist Soraya Nadia MacDonald, who exposed Leviev's lies. The documentary is directed by Felicity Morris. The Tinder Swindler is an unusual production that will be of interest to crime and thriller fans.
The Swindler.
You double cross me? You're gonna pay for it.
Bank Robbers: The Last Great Heist is a documentary about the most famous bank robbery that took place in Argentina in 2006. Through candid interviews, the documentary tells the story of how and why the robbers who robbed the bank, took hostages, and escaped without leaving a trace planned such an operation. It reveals the details of the robbery, the personalities and motivations of the robbers, and the media attention the event generated. The documentary is directed by Matt S. Gilbert. Bank Robbers: The Last Great Heist will be of interest to fans of crime and thriller.
Somos área del Cesar, venimos a arreglar un daño.
From birth, my daddy, he always wanted us to be able to talk to our people. Because you have this type of history, your ancestors gonna always talk to you.
My favorite documentary on the list, Descendant, is about the discovery of the Clotilda, the last slave ship that illegally transported people from Africa to America in 1860. The documentary tells the story of the Africatown community, the descendants of the Clotilda's survivors, their hardships, cultural heritage, and their quest for justice. The documentary presents the research process that began after the discovery of the ship through the eyes of journalist Soraya Nadia MacDonald. The documentary is directed by Margaret Brown. Descendant is a great production for those interested in history and how human rights are violated.
Because we still here. My only fear is for my people's story not to be told.
I've put together a great list of the main documentary genres such as sports, thriller, historical, and biography. I hope you enjoyed the documentaries I've chosen. You can check out my other videos above. See you soon!